Okay, we are now live on YouTube. Okay, so, all right, we're good to go. I hope. Solution classification versus solution code, because this shit gets kind of complicated. And let's simplify this. Solution classification. Here's my little secret. So I used to sell motorcycle parts, and it got really complicated. And I had a lot of data that was relevant to what kind of part it was. And then I had a lot of data that was relevant to the brand itself. And there's just all these attributes to deal with. Now, here's my little secret to what we're going to do. We're going to take a couple of my concepts for solution classification code. I used to put HO before OE5 or OE1 or OE2 or OE3 because I needed to package together a lot of attributes that were related to the brand specifically. The solution code over here, which says power banks is pretty generic, okay? Now, we may come to a point in time where we need to break down power bank into something like power bank wireless, or something that's not brand specific, you know? If we're talking about motorcycle parts, it could probably be the difference between a pair of mirrors and just one side. So right now we're trying to make the base of a title, and the base of a title has two core components to it. One side is the solution classification, and one side is a solution code. Now, I'm going to get my hands dirty. Let's just open up Excel right now. I love doing this because, you know, everybody's got their secret tricks, and no app is going to give you a better secret trick than you. You are always going to make your best app. The best apps are always custom, and that's where the real money is always made. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to have my own little secret stuff that only I understand what it means. We've got this brand name called Hang, H-A-N-G, that's making this what's it called? The power banks, right? Now they may possibly have some stuff that are specific to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a prefix of H. And then I'm going to stick with my original naming convention of OE. And then I'm going to have a serial number between 0 and 9. I'm going to give that 10 numbers. Fill series. There we go. And I'm just going to just drop that down and drop that down. Now, I would go in and based on this set a dictionary definition. So only I would know. These are my custom rules. Nobody else would be able to copy them. Mm-hmm. What I'm doing right now is I'm creating my business's solution classification that only I will be able to decode unless somebody really cares to go in and just hardcore decode my stuff. This is called business encryption, and it's really important. Mm-hmm. So, all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit equals now. No, I'm going to, yeah, here we go. Equals CON, concatenate, double click. And I'm going to concatenate HOE and 0, and then close it off. Hit the check. There we go. I made myself a little serial. Drop it down. All right, cool. Now I got my own little document. And then I'm going to say file, save as, save it to my desktop because I'm lazy. And then I'm going to call this a sentence that helps me remember what the hell I was thinking. I don't have this in the app by default because everybody's rules are going to be different. And this document, I will actually save it inside of a dictionary record. So it will always and forever be within my database.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I got a dictionary over here. Right click, new. And I'm going to give myself a brand new component. You see, I accidentally typed Honda. I've been doing this too long. God. There's a lot of stuff in here. But anyways,
Yeah.
Where was it that I was looking for? There was something specifically that I wanted. Project and development information. Source data. And I'm going to take that document that I just made. There you go. And save it. And then I'll go describe it later and stuff.
Yeah.
But in my business, I will always and forever have my own little business rule. Every business is going to have to do their own. I have some preset stuff there, but there's going to be some exceptions, and trust me, the exceptions they happen more than they should. So yeah, there's some default stuff there, but this is like some top secret shit. This is like the best of the best of the secrets that I've used over the last 20 years to just destroy people.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now that I did that, I'm going to come back over here, and then I'm going to import that document into the code section, my solution classification code. And the ID column is this one right here. So I'm going to right click, and I'm going to import from that document on the desktop.
Yeah.
I want to make sure it's closed though, otherwise system's going to bark at me. Yes, I have a header row. No, actually, no, I don't have a header row. And then I'm going to just choose column D. And I'm going to set that as my code. All right, this is some pretty advanced stuff. This is global enterprise business rule, business secret handling stuff. This is the kind of stuff that I do for like public companies.
Yeah.
This is like business secret handling. Anytime you have a serious business secret handling, what you
Yeah.
do is you set a top secret event and make sure that only people with top secret clearance can access top secret events. All right, so in my domain, in my event, I've got a work event tag. I've got one that's called top secret, as you can see. I'm going to go inside my top secret events. And then in the future, if I have anybody that's like another virtual assistant or a consultant that's subscribing to my events, I'll make sure that I remove top secret events from what they're subscribing to.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I'm doing this. You're not going to have to do this, but if I make something like this, and I want, if you're on my executive team, then of course you have to be aware of the top secret events that I made. So you're like, so what the hell? What's this? Yeah, so that's what happened. I'm going to throw a top secret event, and I'm going to call it a type, and then I'm going to say this just happened, or I made a decision. This is an executive order because I.
Sounds so official when you say executive order.
I feel all special.
Yes, Mr. President.
Okay, because big companies usually have patents.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense, right?
Yes.
Now, when big companies usually have patented or intellectual property protected technology that it's proprietary, but by some means you have the capability to sell directly it or replacements of it, then sometimes we have to have a naming convention that controls the solution, the solution classification. Now, the difference between this and a solution code is a solution code doesn't talk about anything proprietary. A solution code is power banks in general. Or if nobody has the patent for wireless power banks, then we could possibly make a sub solution code for wireless power banks. So I made a solution classification with a special business rule because there may or may not be proprietary information specific to this brand. There you go. I threw the event for that.
Okay.
And then most of this advanced shit, you'll never have to deal with it. But every now and then we're going to hit some situations and you'll just have to be like, okay, I got it. Check the events, check the top secret clearance, check the business rule, and then you'll understand. All right, so I'm going to put solution code. And here are my lists of solution codes. And I usually have, you see how I have PB over here, and there's a hierarchy, and I have they're 2 letters.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to put new. Now for the code section, I could put PBW, and W could. This is just an example. This is when it's necessary to do this, we can do this at a future date. But I just want to make an example about the difference between a solution code and a solution classification code.
Yeah.
But I made a PBW. PB for power bank and W for wireless, and I'm going to give it a name here called and here's the story of where that came from. I selling motorcycle parts, I sell turn signals, and then within turn signals, there's a segment of it called the turn signal stem, where it hangs on the rack of the bicycle, or the rack of the motorcycle. it's got a rubber stem. Now that rubber stem over time will break in half. You know, lots of cruel weather out there, and after, if you got something rubber and it's going like this for years and years and years, after 3-4 years it'll break in half, and people are like, okay, I need the turn signal stem. Well, that's not a turn signal. But the global classification, the harmonized code, they only care about motorcycle parts. eBay, they only care about turn signal assemblies. They don't have a taxonomy for turn signal stems. I have to make my own.
Yeah.
Now, turn signal stem is not proprietary to only Honda. Yamaha has them too. So does Kawasaki. They all have them. So it's not proprietary. It's not like somebody has a patent that only they can use turn signal stems. It's pretty universal. All right. So at that point, what I had to do is I took the main solution code of turn signal assembly and I made a sub assembly, or I made a new solution code and I called it turn signal stems. And then what happened is, going through the Honda catalog, I figured out that sometimes there are stems that are only relevant for the rear right.
Yeah.
There are some turn signal stems that are only relevant for the front right. And then I thought, well, why don't I sell them in pairs? So then I ended up making all these different kinds of codes. I've got front pair. I've got rear pair. I've got front right. I've got, you know, that's it. That's what happens. And I broke down a bunch of solution codes specific to the kind of product that it is, and that's where the solution code is, and that's how I come up with different kinds of catalogs. If there's a market for it and people are searching for it, you better believe it, I'm going to be selling it.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll go ahead and save and close that. So the difference between a solution code and a solution classification gives you the capability to package up attributes, and if necessary, package up brand proprietary attributes. And brand proprietary attributes is usually done by executive order. All right, that was a pretty long explanation. I hope I didn't lose you too much, but there you go. A couple of good examples to go back and review.
Yeah.
Now that I said all of that stuff and I made the main one and then I made a wireless one.
Solution code.
See, this is like weed. Start low and go slow. If you eat a whole weed cookie at once, you're gonna have a bad day. So you're only supposed to do what you need as you need it. Don't go in here and do a bunch of stuff and you're never gonna use it. It's just a waste of time. But as you go through 320 power banks, you're gonna hit a situation where it looks like it's the same thing, but it's not. And you don't want to repeat yourself. Remember the dry principle. Don't repeat yourself.
Don't repeat yourself. Yeah.
So if you see some attributes and you type it out and you're like, this looks exactly like the other one, well, then you got to go play detective, and then you have to go and see specifically which attributes makes this one different from that one. And then we decide, am I going to put this at the solution classification? Is it brand oriented? Is it use case oriented? Or is it specific to the kind of product that it is? All right, I'm done with all that theory shit. We can actually go back and get this done now. Close all the documents. So if we have a bunch of brand names of these power banks, right? And let's say you're already aware of all of the brand names that we'll run into. And there's like 3 of them that all have the first letter H. Well, then we'll have to put HA for hang, right? And HO for something else.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to distinguish those based off of the events and the executive order. We can always go back and check the history of what decisions we made and then we can update the decisions as we go along. What we do not want to do is make a bunch of decisions and have no record.
Yeah.
That's what we don't want to do. Then we'll have a bad day.
Yeah.
That kind of stops things from being scalable.
Yeah.
All right, so back to the homework. We're going to go back to the inventory list, and we're going to go to my inventory tags. Going to go to my right now list, and we're going to make the English, and we're going to make the Vietnamese for these listings. Sorry, here's my right now list. Here's the first one. Here's my product use cases. I'm going to close this up. All right, so the product concept code, I've got a base product concept code. It has the definition already. I'm going to open up my product concept code and put it on the side just so I can look at it.
Yeah.
So how do you know that you're done for the day? Well, all these 350 products, or 320, will have product concept codes already done. And you're going to have an English use case. You're going to have a Chinese use case, and you're going to have a Vietnamese use case. So I just did the English one. Now I'm going to do the Vietnamese. So let's create a new one. And let's go in and make the product concept code for it. I know it doesn't exist because we only have 3. I'm going to go ahead and make a brand new one. Wait, I'm going to close that and I'm going to cheat because I'm not going to remember this stuff off the top of my head. All right, so here is the English one.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to be nice to myself and just make a new one right here. And then I'm going to move it to the side because why not? It makes it easy for me.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to take this and control all. Let me control all. Come on. Control all. Control copy. Control paste. Now, the product classification is going to be the same. The harmonized code never changes. No matter what language you're using, the brand code is going to be the same. We're all going to be shipping it from Taiwan to Taiwan. So that's not going to change. The solution code, not going to change. The money code is not going to change. The language code is where we change. Now over here, I'm going to put V, I think it's in, I don't know. Or it's VI, I forgot. There we go, VI for Vietnamese. Now country, Taiwan, because I'm selling to Vietnamese people in Taiwan. And again, I'm not replacing anything else. This is branded stuff, it's original. And it's the exact same specification, it's just in a different language. So I'm going to choose the same solution classification, which is OE5.
Yeah.
And then I probably should throw an event when I commit a solution classification and then make a really quick description that said, I made the OE5 based on the attributes of this original part. That way in the future, because we're not going to get OE5 done all at once. We're going to go as fast as we can, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to be done today. we're just going to pass the baton, and we're going to make an event that says we set it and we know we're not done. We know we're going to come back, but I made this based on this other part. And then you could just like paste the name of the part.
Yeah.
You can paste the parent if you want to, because we got a bunch of children, right?
Yeah.
All right, whatever. So keep it simple. So we're gonna throw an event based on assigning brand new solution classifications, because they're not going to be done. We're going to have to go back and do them later, and we're going to reuse them a lot. And we may increase the number of people that are coming in to help, and that event is going to be helpful for them to see what the is an OE5. They're going to want to know.
Uh-huh.
So that's probably going to be one of the important steps that we throw an event on. So what's the difference between this one and this one? This one's in Vietnamese. So there are two things that I'm going to do. I'm going to check, how do you say white power bank in Vietnamese? How do you say fast charge in Vietnamese? And then, well, first thing I'm going to cheat. I'm going to go all, and I'm going to go copy, and then I'm going to go to a browser. And I'm going to go to translate.google.com. And paste, and I'm going to translate to Vietnamese. And it did not do anything for me.
Nah, nah, nah. Sorry. Sorry.
There's no way I could pronounce that.
Nah, 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 nah. I tried Vietnamese. I was imagining or like hearing myself in Thai.
Power book, and it gives me actual books. Okay, but I could search by attributes. Hey, come on, give me some pictures. Here we go. You see where we getting this? There we go. Looking familiar?
Yeah.
I'm getting good at this.
That looks good.
I'm gonna go back to Google Translate, reverse, and then, oh.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how they say it.
Yep. This is some really advanced shit. You cannot rely on Google Translate alone. You have to go localized. And I'm gonna take this another level. Watch how I'm going to really go in all in on this one. Hrefs.com. All right, now let's look. All right, now we're going to go to Keyword Explorer. And there we go. And we're going to go to all keyword. Okay, so we got a nice little, here we go. You see that?
Yeah.
And you see this specifically has 12,000 per month.
Mm-hmm.
And pay attention now, we got more clicks than we have volume, which means scarcity.
Yeah.
Ooh, pay attention now. Pay attention to this shit. Look at the number 2. This is what we call a long tail keyword. You see how we have a brand specific thing on the back, and it's the second ranked one.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see how important that is? I'm not done yet. Check this out. Look at the volume.
Yeah.
Look at the volume. We got 50% more clicks than we do that. What does that mean? That means the long tail keyword is gold.
Yeah.
Now let's take it a step further. I'm not done yet. I'm just getting warmed up. Let's check out Vietnamese people in Taiwan.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a search volume of Vietnamese words in Taiwan.
Yeah.
Now, why do you see no data? Because there's nothing here.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a little secret. Let me tell you a story. Back in 2011, I had an idea that there was scarcity in the market. That was a very similar thing for a Kawasaki turn signal. Nobody was selling it. There was no data at all. Nothing on Terapeak. Absolutely nothing. Nothing was there. But I had the VIN serial number.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw how many were in production. And I saw how many blog forums were out there. I saw the community before Facebook groups was a thing, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I got a little idea. And the factory thought I was crazy. And then I'm like, hey, give me 500 of those.
Yeah.
He's like, you'll have this stuff on hand for 20 more years. And I'm like, nope, I'll be back in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bet you $2,000 you can't sell it.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, I was $2,000 richer. I blew through that inventory so freaking fast. And that, until this day, that supplier always respects me.
Yeah.
Because if I say it, it makes sense. If I say this is going to sell, he pays attention.
Oh, that's good.
And like, I don't even have to pay any money. I just be like, hey, you don't have a mold for that? Go and make that mold. Go and invest some money. I just gave you some money, man. Go make that mold for yourself. And I guarantee you it's going to make money. And he did. And he makes good money because I know motorcycle market really well. Yeah. And I made him some good money. And I made him so much money that he said, why don't we do one together? Tell me the next one that we'll do. And then I'll give you half of the commission for it. And I'm like, yeah, all right, cool. And so like, go do that. And we did that and it sells. And there you go. Now I got passive income.
That's nice.
So the story is, just because you see nothing here doesn't mean there's not a market.
Yeah.
Now, let's pay attention now. Do you see this?
Yes.
The long tail keyword is in the exact same format as we saw in the locale. What do you think that means? That means that I need to really, 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 really pay attention to this. This needs to be in my title. The first one that we did was about this. And what did that guy do? He didn't have it in the title. So what am I going to do? That shit's going to be in my title, ain't it? I'm not. Anyways, so long story short, this is This is the best of what I know. This is how I was able to survive by myself here for 20 years, is
Yeah.
because I was able to um, guess not what's selling hot now,
Yeah.
but where is there scarcity?
Yeah.
All right, so back to what we were doing. We found the localized word and we found um, its actual search quantity, and evidence that we have evidence of search volume. So
Uh-huh.
I'm going to go back and I'm going to change this to Vietnam. And this is part of the process. You're going to have to do this. You're going to have to find the core keyword that goes into the product concept code. And that's it. That's localized. It's in Vietnamese. And we have to have evidence of actual search volume. And we have
Uh-huh.
to have an analysis event with a decision for a course of action. So let's go to the having same terms and then rank in order. And as you can see, we've got virgin market, almost virgin market, definitely virgin market. We have volume here and we have more clicks than we have. So apparently Vietnamese people really like power banks.
Okay.
So I'm going to export that and I'm going to export the first one. Hold on, I'm going to go in. I'm going to click because one page has like 50 results. I want to see if I have it. I still got traffic down here. I still got traffic. I still got traffic. I'm on page 11. I still got 50 clicks. I'm
Mhm.
on 15. I still got clicks. 17. I still got clicks. Page 23. I still got clicks. Page 33. I still got clicks. I still got clicks. That's important. That's important because long tail keywords matter. What does that mean? If you have a long tail keyword and you have 10 people searching per month and you're the only game in town,
Mhm.
are you going to get some money? And it's important. It's really, really, really important to see. This is because usually what happens is people, they search for the long tail first and then they figure out they didn't find anything and then they search again
Yeah.
they knock off the thing where the variable. But what you want to do is you want to catch people where there are long tail volumes because that's where you gain trust.
Mhm.
This is what I call love at first sight. And this is another reason why I was able to destroy the market back in 2008 and 2009 is because I was focused on long tail keywords and it was my business model to create the love at first sight
Yeah.
emotion for people who were looking for a specific term, and I was the only game in town. So it's really important that I'm way down on the 40 something page, and I still have search volume. So what does that mean to me? What that means is that when I go and I download and I export and I need to make a decision, I'm going to take all the keywords
Yeah.
because past 1000, I still have relevant data. All right, so I'm all getting excited, but I love this. I live for this stuff. This is what's like fed my babies. You know,
Yeah.
this is how we stayed alive. Is we I've just been analyzing long tail keywords and
Mhm.
trying to get that love at first sight feeling for a lot of people when it comes to motorcycle parts. But the principles are universal.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take those keywords now. Okay, I just saved it to my desktop, and my desktop's got like a million things on it. That's embarrassing. I'm gonna have to. Here we are. and then open with Excel. And then I'm going to save as back to my desktop because I'm lazy. And I'm going to save it as Excel. And then I'm going to call this Power Bank Keywords.
Yeah.
Vietnam, Vietnamese. And that's so important. All right. Now I'm going to close this and I'm going to go back to my app and then I'm going to go into my keywords theme and make sure it's there. All right, so I got some product concept code, and I'll come back and change that in a minute. I got top to bottom. I'm good to go. I'm going to hit save, and boom, I got an ID. I'm going to sell in Taiwan. I'm going to sell in Taiwan dollar. I'm going to sell in Vietnamese. My OE5 specification of this brand code, power bank. And OE5 specification, I'm going to temporarily obfuscate, which means something relevant to that shit over there. I'm going to first import those keywords. So I'm going to go back down to my mission. And in my, that's not where he is. I'm stupid. I'm sorry. Open this up, close that down. Keywords, keyword themes. And then power bank. There we go. And in my keywords here, I'm going to right click and import from and go on my desktop and find the thing that I just saved. See, I'm so messy. I'm sorry. Here we go. And I need to make sure that I map my keyword to term. All right. And then I'm going to just let the ID serial go by itself. Do I need to get the latest update? No, I don't really care about that. I'll just deal with that later. There's a column here and it says last updated. And it's sometimes that's important. I don't care right now. I don't have time. All right. I'm just gonna keep going. Let's go ahead and just import those. Now, that's going to run for a little while. And that's fine. I've got other things to do. So what am I going to do? I'm going to open up a second instance of this application. Man, my internet's not doing too, I'm not doing too well. Can you hurry, please? I'll open like 20 instances of the same application so to kind of like speed through this.
Okay.
So the slow internet connection will make this go really slow. Come on, stop showing me all the girl pictures in my catalog. That's annoying. It's like every time I open it up, it's a different girl. Okay, I'm going to go to my mob shop here. Here we go. Open up a second instance and let that job run in the background. On a different day, I will show you how to set a background job so you can do this automatically. But for the sake of today, we're just gonna do it manually and just open 2 instances. So key quality questions. Did I go and check in a localized website what the actual search terms are? Because the Google translated words are usually never right.
Yeah.
That's a really important quality question. All right. I'm going to go back to my product concept code. And I'm going to go to my Vietnamese one that I just made, VI, and I'm going to change that. Go back to Tiki. I'm going to copy this and then Control copy. I'm going to right click and no, I don't have it. I want to translate to English. Come on. I want to see how to say white in to port. Oh, you see, they have this.
Mm-hmm.
They use English.
Yeah.
I'm going to take those and copy, take it to Google Translate. Buster. I didn't see any attributes like white or to port.
Yeah.
I want to sell here. And then the quick charge, they used English. So these are all the words I need.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on. Okay, there you go. So I got a Vietnamese product concept code. And it's really important because this stuff is universal. All you'll have to do is change the variables by the number of ports and how many, the battery capacity and the color. That's how we do that. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. All right, so, and then I'll follow through with you and make sure that you really got it down. And once that's done, then we can go back to our product use cases. Oh, sorry. No, inventory. I'm a dumbass. I'm sorry. Inventory tags, my right now list, because I want to stay focused. We got too much stuff in here. My right now list. Product use cases. All right, so I got one for English. I probably should pull out a column that lets me know the language that it's in so I can go faster. I'll do that in a second, but first I'm just gonna make a new one. Save. And then give myself some space. By the way, in the update that I'm releasing tonight, I changed this back to split view back and forth rather than up and down. I really don't like up and down. Okay, so the product concept code is now done. Now I can link it. Here's the Vietnamese one. The OE5 Vietnamese Taiwan dollars. There you go. And then by requirement. Now, here's a secret. We really should split the buyer requirements down, but I'm going to be lazy. And we'll talk about that more later because we really have a very short period of time. We really need to get stuff to the website right now. We got to go really fast. So for the sake of going faster, yeah, let's focus on the product concept code today. Let's make sure that that's done. And I'll think about my strategy for the buyer requirement. And then hopefully we'll have it. If we can finish up the product concept codes today, then we can get the delivery cost models done. And then tomorrow, push them out to the website, and then we'll make some ads. And then by Monday, Tuesday, maybe we have some money coming in.
Okay.
That's it. That's pretty much all. All right, so I'm going to shut this live broadcast thing off and take a quick breather break. That was kind of tough. All right, y'all on YouTube land. I'll see y'all on the next one.